Leaving home for your first post-university job has long been considered the rite of passage for U.S. college graduates. But in other parts of the world, leaving home to find work is starting to feel like the only option. Today, our Class of 2014 series goes abroad. We will hear from students who say they are packing up their diplomas and will look for work in other countries. We start in Venezuela, where a tense political situation and a dire economic outlook are driving young people away. Martin Markovits has this.
While participating in a recent student protest, 20-year-old Gabriela Silveran admits she has second thoughts about her country's future.
You go to school for better opportunities, but I ask myself, are those available in Venezuela? Is all this worth it? Is it worth that my family lives from day to day? I work hard every day at university to better myself, but will I be prosperous? It's so expensive to achieve quality of life here.
But for Gabriela, who's studying to be a social worker, the country's economic distortions are simply too much to bear. Along with rampant crime and shortages of basic consumer staples, Venezuela suffers from one of the world's highest inflation rates, nearly 60%. While many students have decided to stay and participate in the largest anti-government protests in more than a decade, a large portion are moving abroad to escape the country's economic situation.
My cousin is a taxi driver, and he makes more money than any social worker, socialist, or engineer. A professional makes very little here compared to other countries.
Gabriela's comments resonates with many students here at Venezuela's Central University, one of the country's top schools. And while university public education is widely available, most would rather use their diplomas overseas than endure record inflation and high crime rates. According to the immigration website mequieroir.com, a recent study found that over 500,000 Venezuelans have left the country since 2000. For some, the exodus further highlights the country's political and social-economic divide, as many moving abroad come from the middle classes and can afford the luxuries that most people in Venezuela's barrios could only dream of. Undergrad Maria Soto says students should be more concerned with their country's future than trying to abandon it.
There's a lot of people who only think in the conformity and comfort, and beyond staying here and fighting for the country, working to make it better with quality professionals and students, they leave for comfort.
But as economic conditions continue to worsen, students have taken more desperate measures, such as entering lotteries for exit visas and camping out at foreign embassies to ensure a place in line to study abroad. Martin Markovits, CCTV, Caracas.